मंच पर आसीन अधिकारीगण, आज के इस सत्र के अध्यक्ष श्री टी श्रीनिवासन, हमारे मित्र श्री विश्राम जी जामदार, श्री अशोक जी राव, श्री रमेश जी गर्ग, श्री हरिहरन राममूर्ति और इस सत्र के संचालक श्री संपत जी तोषनीवाल, ऑडिटोरियम में उपस्थित सारे उद्योजक, एकेडेमिया से आए हुए कुछ लोग और उद्योजक महिलाओं, आप सभी को मेरा प्रणाम। प्रथमतः मैं लघु उद्योग भारती को मुझे यहाँ पर बोलने का अवसर देने के लिए धन्यवाद कहूँगा और अपना भाषण शुरू करता हूँ। कैन आई हैव द पीपीटी प्लीज? मुझे जो विषय दिया गया है वो है डूइंग मोर विथ लेस फॉर मोर, मीन्स मोर पीपल। इस विषय में मैं पहले तो कुछ अपनी जो रोज़मर्रा की चीज़ें हैं जिसमें कुछ लोगों ने इनोवेशन किया उसके बारे में बताऊंगा, और बाद में सबसे अंत में मैं अपने देश का जो सबसे बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी का, इसरो, उनकी जो उपलब्धि है इस बारे में, उसके बारे में बोल करके मैं कंक्लूड करूँगा। आज की जो लघु उद्योजक है, MSME is actually contributing almost 30% to the GDP of this country. And I think you people are contributing almost 50% to the export also. And hats off to all of you that you are providing almost 11.1 crore of employment. मैं मॉर्निंग वाले सत्र में प्रेजेंट नहीं था, मगर शायद नितिन जी गडकरी ने ये ज़रूर बताया होगा कि अब भारत 5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी की तरफ जा रहा है, तो उसमें आप जो लोग हो उनका सहयोग सबसे ज़्यादा रहने वाला है, क्योंकि उनको जो टारगेट अभी दिया जा रहा है वो GDP का 30% से लेकर के 50% तक लेके जाना है, एक्सपोर्ट 75% तक के लेके जाना है और एम्प्लॉयमेंट 15 करोड़ तक के लेके जाना है। So hats off to all of you before I start this thing, that you people are already contributing so much to the country and you will continue to do that. Next please. I will start with one catchword which is called as frugal innovation. फ्रुगल ये शब्द अगर आप अलग से देखो तो उसका मतलब होता है थ्रिफ्टी, मतलब इकोनॉमिकल या थोड़ा कंजूसी करना, मगर जब ये वर्ड फ्रुगल इनोवेशन के साथ लग जाता है तो उसका मीनिंग थोड़ा अलग हो जाता है और उसे हम कहते हैं अफोर्डेबल एक्सेलेंस, एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट आई विल शो इन माय presentation here, how we have achieved, how ISRO has also achieved. Next please. इस फ्रुगल इनोवेशन में सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो है वो जो हर एक इकोनॉमी के इसमें बोला जाता है बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड, तो इसमें जो सबसे अलग चीज़ है वो ये है कि बोथ द एक्टिव सप्लायर एंड द बेनिफिशियर both form the bottom of this pyramid, and that is what is the beauty of this frugal innovation. Next please. आप लोगों ने मूवी देखी होगी नाचे मयूरी, उसमें एक एक्ट्रेस थी सुधा चंद्रन, and she was the beneficiary of this particular innovation which was done with the help of some concept was actually given by Mr. Ramchandra Sharma under the guidance of Dr. P.K. Sethi at SMS Medical College. ये जो इनोवेशन था इंडिया का, ये इतना बहुत मासेस को पहुंचा क्योंकि उसकी जो प्रतिभा थी वो इतनी ज़्यादा थी कि एक तो उसमें सबसे कम लागत थी, सबसे कम कॉस्ट. द कॉस्ट ऑफ दिस जयपुर फूड इज जस्ट $45, मतलब लगभग 3,000 रुपये. इट इज़ लाइट वेट, इट इज़ फ्लेक्सिबल, इट इज़ ईजी टू फिट, it is water resistant, and it is much more durable than its counterparts which were available from abroad. तो ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, ये टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी आगे गई है कि उसके कारण जो डॉक्टर सेठी है उन्हें एक मैग्सेसे अवार्ड मिला उसके लिए, और he was also awarded Padma Shri for this particular innovation. तो ये एक सबसे कॉमन मैन के तरफ जाने वाला इनोवेशन है जिसमें काफ़ी सारे लघु उद्योजक भी इन्वॉल्व है. नेक्स्ट आप लोगों ने देखा होगा ये मिट्टी कूल. ये एक विलेजर था मनसुख भाई प्रजापति जिसने इसे बनाया. ये जो मिट्टी की चीज़ है ये इतनी सुंदर है कि इसमें कोई इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं लगती है, और ये रेफ्रिजरेटर जो है वो आपके खाने को ठंडा रखती है. इसका तरीका बिल्कुल सिंपल है, उसमें बहुत सिंपल फिज़िक्स यूज़ किया गया है. जैसे हमारे घर का पानी का ये होता है मटका, उसी तरह से इसमें भी ऊपर की तरफ एक वाटर होता है जो कि धीरे धीरे उसके कारण कूलिंग होती है, इवेपोरेशन ऑफ वाटर, एंड कूलिंग होकर के अंदर का जो फूड है वो ठंडा रहता है. तो विदाउट एनी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी दिस इज बीइंग डन, एंड नाउ दिस इज बीइंग मास प्रोड्यूस्ड. इसके जो प्रोडक्ट्स है दे आर अवेलेबल इन more than 63 cities in more than 9 states, and I think now they are available on the Amazon or Netflix or something like that. So they are available anywhere. They are being promoted through 200 channels, and let me tell you, they have won 93 different awards for this innovation. तो ये एक ऐसा innovation है जो कि कॉमन आदमी के लिए, सामान्य आदमी के लिए बहुत उपलब्ध इजीली हुआ है. इसका जो रेफ्रिजरेटर है इसकी कॉस्ट जस्ट लगभग 8,000 तक के हैं. नेक्स्ट आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दिस फ्लिपकार्ट. दीज वर द 2 IITians, Sachin Bansal and Bini Bansal. They have founded this particular company in Bangalore. Initially, they focused only on selling of books, but later they expanded it to all other kinds of products, and now वो लोग Amazon को भी टक्कर दे रहे हैं. See, this is another technology in which they have used the minimum resources for giving more to the maximum number of people. So this is an example which is reaching to the common people, where the innovators have used the simple techniques. The e-commerce platform, which was very new when it was invented in 2007, but now it has become very common. I think everybody uses Amazon and all those apps. But at that time in 2007, when this was invented, it was, and it is still now, a frugal innovation. Both these entrepreneurs have been awarded with the Best Entrepreneurship Award, and also they have been listed in the Time magazine for the 100 influential people. Next, please. एक और एग्जाम्पल मैं देना चाहूँगा जो कि अपने बहुत ही कॉमन है, टाटा की नैनो. Nano has now become the most iconic frugal product for the Indians. ये एक ऐसी कार है कि जिसमें कम से कम स्टील का उपयोग किया गया, जिसके कारण इसकी जो कॉस्ट है वो उन्होंने 1 लाख से भी कम रखी. एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट हैज़ मेड इट टू रीच टू द पीपल. इसका जब डिज़ाइन किया गया टाटा मोटर्स में, तब हर एक बारीक कंपोनेंट कार के ऊपर इतना ध्यान दिया गया है कि उसकी कॉस्ट कैसे कम की जाए. और ये टाटा मोटर्स को जो लघु उद्योग सपोर्ट करते हैं, उन्होंने भी उनको सहयोग दिया, और उसके कारण ये कार ऐसी अवेलेबल है जो कि कॉमन आदमी को in less than $2,000 of cost, it is available. So friends, after having given some of these common examples from the Indian market, now let me go to something very high technology, where we have done really wonders, and for which even America is now asking us, like, how do you do it? Next one, please. So this is the frugal innovation in the space technology. Now let me talk about to you how, why and how. Next. If you see here, this was the program of Mangalyaan. This gives the comparison of the various Mangal missions by the different countries. In 2016, ISRO had sent a Mangalyaan, which was done in a very challenging cost. It was the whole project which we completed was in just $74 million. The cost of this particular project was even less than the Hollywood movie called Gravity, which was also 100 million. At the same time, America had sent their spacecraft also towards Mars, and it had costed 671. And this is what prompted them to put a very funny kind of a cartoon in the New York Times, which showed that the Indian is coming with a cow and trying to enter into the space club. Of course, later on they apologized for this thing, and they have to, because when they came to know about the cost, about our successful mission, it was really an amazing thing which our scientists have done. Now let us see how it was done. Next, please. ISRO, when they planned this particular program, what they did was that we had tried to keep our payload the basic minimum. The payload was only 33 pounds in comparison to Maven, which was the American spacecraft which had gone to Mangal, was 143 pounds. Now with this, when the payload is lesser, we definitely require much lesser power for it to propel it out of the Earth's atmosphere and take it to the Mars. Now, for this, we had used the technology which was proven, the technology which we had been proving for launching of satellites. Only a few modifications were done to take this particular spacecraft towards the Mangal, and this was the main crux of the design of particular thing in which the frugal innovation is highlighted. ISRO also relied on its technologies which were used for propelling of the satellites. The another best thing which was done was that the mission was planned in such a manner that there are no cost overruns because of the excessive timing that you take. That means the whole action was planned in such a manner that all the things should be ready when they should be ready, and the things were assembled and launched in the given time so that there are no cost overruns. This was the thing to achieve the goal with that lowest cost. Next, please. The Mangalyaan mission had a team of 14 directors, which used the project management in such a manner that the cost of each and every function, the coordination between each and every function. See, there are so many items that are going on to the mission. First is the spacecraft, which is having the propulsion system. Second is the payload. Then the payload has got so many instruments which would be doing some experiments at the Mangal site. So the coordination of all these functions, the testing of each and every item, then assembling it and then taking it to the launch pad was done in such a good manner with using the proper project management techniques. And that is how not only the time but also the project cost were in the control. The entire yarn was made by the indigenous technologies. I think more than 100 different industries have participated in making of this yarn. And in the particular innovation of this instrumentation and all that, I think more than 150 academia were associated with this ISRO in innovating all these items which were built indigenously. When the items are built indigenously, obviously the cost is low. And that is what is the key of this frugal innovation as far as the Mangalyaan is concerned. Next, please. Though this Mangalyaan was a demonstrative kind of vehicle, it has given us a great leap into the space technology. And that is how now our Chandrayaan-2 mission has been launched, which is now on the way to towards the moon. I will talk about it a little later. But the cost of this particular Mangalyaan was kept so bare minimum that it costed only $25 million, that is 150 crore. And the rest of the cost was towards the other systems, which are the monitoring systems which are on the ground, which were trying to control the yarn. I'll be also explaining to you the main part of this particular Mangalyaan, which was used to take the yarn with the least kind of power that was used in taking the yarn from Earth to the moon. I'll just explain to you that. Next, please. If you see this slide, on the right-hand side upper corner, you are seeing the sun at the center. And the Earth, which was there at the time of launch, which is there in the green, the inner circle. And you can see the outer circle, which is the orbit of Mangal. Now, the total distance to Mangal was quite large. But if you directly send the spacecraft towards Mangal, it would consume large amount of power. But what was done was that we had used the Hohan's orbit trajectory translation, where you can see that after the launch, you can see certain loops are there, which now in our this moon mission are also being used, where the orbit of the spacecraft is raised in stages. And then it is transferred to the solar orbit, where it then goes towards the Mars. And that is how, we could reach to the Mars with the minimal energy. Though the spacecraft required some 10 months to reach to the thing, but we were not in a hurry. The main thing was the frugal innovation, which was done by using this particular technique, which has made not only India proud, but also the whole nation, whole country, that certain thing like this is feasible and can be done. Of course, this must have required very minute calculations, very minute control over all the equipments, but all those were done to see to it that we reached to Mangal, and it was a very successful event. Next, please. This Mangalyaan traveled the 661 million kilometers of distance in 10 months. And if you now try to convert, I'm trying to give you the figures about the frugal innovation. The 450 crores was the cost. So if you translate it, the cost involved was just rupees 4 per Indian. That is, you divide by the population of India. The total cost was just rupees 4 per Indian. And if you see the travel cost, traveling 661 million kilometers, it is just less than even a auto rickshaw drive, which is costing rupees 12 per kilometer. So this is what is the frugal innovation, and we must be proud of our space scientists for that. Next, please. Yeah. Now, I think all of you must be aware that we are on the way to the moon. This is our next mission, Chandrayaan-2. Chandrayaan-1 was there in 2008, where we had not sent a spacecraft which would land on the moon, but there was an impact probe which was sent, and we were the people who invented that there is possibility of water on the moon. Now, this is the next mission, Chandrayaan-2, which is now on the way to moon, which was launched from Sriharikota on 22nd of July. Here also you can see that it has gone through the maneuvers of orbit changes. And these orbits have gone now on the 14th of August, that is just day before yesterday. This has been now transferred. The lunar spacecraft has been transferred toward the moon. Now it is in the last orbit where you are seeing it here. This would be getting into the orbit of moon shortly in another 10 days time. There again it will be orbiting, but it will now start closing towards the moon. Ultimately it will go to some orbit of 100 kilometers from the moon. So 100 by 100 it will be rotating there. And there also we will be having a rover which would, a lander which would come out. The lander has been called as Vikram, which has been named after the father of this space technology, Vikram Sarabhai. The lander would come out, it will land. The best part of this particular Chandrayaan mission is that this particular space lander is going to do the soft landing. This we are going to do for the first time. And let me tell you, it is going to be a very complicated mission, and all our scientists would be really waiting for that moment when it lands on 7th of September on the moon. And within 5 minutes, its doors will open and a rover would come out. Rover is again an AI-operated vehicle, which would then go around the moon some 500 meters away from this lander. And it would then do some experiments, take some pictures, It has got some instruments on the rover also, some instruments on the lander, and there are some instruments on the spacecraft which will keep rotating on the moon. Now this rover would be working there for one moon day, that is our 14 days. So 14 Earth days it would be working, and it would be doing a lot of experiments there. It will be sending huge amount of data. So now this particular mission is also a frugal innovation. Next, please. Where we have achieved this particular mission with a very minimal cost. Now, how it was possible? Again, using the technology which was earlier time tested, and using the instruments which were designed by our own people. In Chandrayaan mission, there had been almost 200 industries like you have been involved in that, and around 250 academia were involved in the design of various instruments. So I would like to conclude with this particular end note, which Navi Redou has said. And this is what we have to take away from my talk, is that whenever the external resources are limited, you have to go within yourself to tap the most abundant resource, and that is the human ingenuity. The use of that ingenuity to find the clever ways to solve the problem with the limited resources. And that is what we all have to do more with less for the more. Thank you very much.